There's two things that I love about Tomorrowland. I love the music. I also love their snacks. Now, I'm not a big fan of the counter service options here in Tomorrowland, but I am a fan of their snacks. They have, over the years, come through with some of the most delicious snacks you could ever find anywhere. The sour cherry churro and the sour cherry pretzel here during Valentine's Day are an extreme example. So that's why we're here today. We're not here for any attractions. We're here for this. And I'll tell you another thing that I love. I love giant pretzels. Soft, giant pretzels. Basic ones, dipped in mustard. Fantastic. Or cheese too. It's also very good. But I also love a good specialty one. Like I mentioned, the sour cherry pretzel that they have here during Valentine's Day is terrific. The cream cheese pretzel that they serve every day over at Small World, also fantastic. So when I heard of this pretzel, I came running. That's a cream cheese pretzel dipped in butterscotch sauce, topped with roasted pecans and diced peaches, and then covered in streusel. So many of the things I find near and dear to my heart. I love all of those things. I love pecans, I love butterscotch, I love peaches. Now, two things that I noticed with this is that A, it was warm. It's served warm, the plate is warm. So be prepared for that. Two, it does not look to be salted, right? So this is going to be a very sweet pretzel, obviously, with the butterscotch and the peach and the pecans. And D, I think this is a knife and fork job. They didn't supply me with a knife and fork. I had to go get one from the Galactic Grill. But I think you want to take care when you eat this and get some napkins while you're at it. I also think this might be a two-man job. The pretzel is almost incidental. All the flavors are fantastic. Oh, maybe not. I was gonna say the pretzel almost doesn't matter because the flavor or the texture or whatever. All I was getting up front was the peach and the pecan, which are fantastic. The butterscotch is very strong. Butterscotch is dominant. Wow. But the cream cheese inside that pretzel. Oh my God. This is kind of incredible. Wow. Trying to get a little more of the peach into that bite. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the peach is sort of like the third or fourth note to enjoy on this. I'm not even getting the streusel. But it's a glazed peach, by the way. They're diced and glazed. But this is all about the cream cheese and the pretzel and the butterscotch and then the pretzel dipped in butterscotch. Flavor-wise, this is 10 out of 10. Great stuff. Great stuff. Presentation, I mean, it looks pretty and everything. It's a kind of a mess. I wouldn't want to try to eat this with my hands, or if I did, I'd want to be very close to a restroom so I can wash my hands when I'm done. Bring a knife and fork. Get extra napkins if you can. As for value, it's $8.25, which is kind of a lot, I guess, for a pretzel, a themed pretzel even, with all the extra toppings. $8.25 is probably a little bit too much. I can't eat the whole thing, so it's not a particularly good value for a single person because I will never finish it. This is a two-man job. For two people, if you want to share this, it becomes a little bit more of a deal, but who cares? Honestly, at this point, I'm happy with my $8 expense on this pretzel because it is a divine flavor. It is absolutely fantastic. I think it's only going to be here for a few months up until they change the menu for the Halloween season. So if you're in the neighborhood, highly recommend coming down to the pretzel cart over in Tomorrowland. Get yourself a pretzel dipped in butterscotch and covered in glazed peaches and roasted pecans. Mwah. Well, while we're in Tomorrowland and adjacent to Alien Pizza Planet, allow me to let you know that they have a new drink bottle being served at Alien Pizza Planet to honor Space Mountain. It's a stainless steel bottle that comes with a passion fruit limeade served on the side, but I guess you could put it in the bottle if you want. It's $27.99 for the bottle and the drink, and it's for a limited time only. They've got this bottle and a couple others, I believe, but this is the one that caught my eye. It's a really cool looking bottle. If you love like the vintage look of Space Mountain and you like to have more Space Mountain stuff, which there isn't actually a lot of, if you ask me, come down here, get that $27 drink. Don't get the pizza though. Just get the bottle and then go get your lunch somewhere else. I should add that that Space Mountain bottle, you can get that via walk-up standby inside the restaurant. You can also get it through mobile order. Speaking of mobile order, they have added they're testing a new feature here at the Hungry Bear. If you place an order, let's say you want to get, I don't know, that delicious potato sandwich that they have here, which is amazing. You want to get one of those, you can actually choose to have that package to go. They ask you dine in or to go. I have not seen this anywhere else. I asked the cast member here at the Hungry Bear, they said they're testing it here for possible use in other locations, I would imagine. Not all locations are suitable for a to-go order. Now, do recall that for a long while at the French Market, because that's how they were giving you orders during COVID, post-COVID, everything was put in a bag and inside of a container and all that stuff. They were doing that for a long while at French Market. So some locations are already equipped for that kind of thing. But here you can ask for your food to go, which is great because sometimes there's not enough places to sit in the immediate area, and you can't just take your tray and walk all over the park and try to find some place to sit. You want a more convenient way to transport your food and drink. So in a bag is much better than trying to balance a tray through these thick crowds here at Disneyland. So keep an eye out for that. Come test it at the Hungry Bear. I did. Worked fine, even though I ate it. I ate it here at the Hungry Bear, but you can take it anywhere. Take it wherever you want, but keep an eye out for that for future options at other dining locations. And this, by the way, is in conjunction with other changes. They've been updating mobile order, trying to make it more user-friendly. We talked about this in our previous update, how they've streamlined the ordering process to, you can make things relevant by distance or by, type of, by location or what have you. So placing a mobile order is much easier than it was even just a few months ago, and it's going to get easier. Use mobile order. I mean, I wish we didn't have to. I wish everything was standby, but if you use mobile order, guys, it's so much quicker, so much easier. That's the sound of Soarin that you hear right now here in the Esplanade. That's where we're headed next, to DCA, to check out, I think there's Single Rider now on Soarin. Now, I tried Single Rider here at Soarin many, many years ago. I recall waiting quite a while, actually, for me to finally get my seat. I feel like the math here works pretty good to fill in all available seats without having to dip into Single Rider, so I am skeptical of the value of Single Rider, but we're going to test it just the same. We're going to let you know at least how long it takes. Having said that, the conditions today are not exactly ideal because it's actually not that busy. It's a 25-minute standby. Return time for Lightning Lane is just like an hour and a half from now, so there's not a lot of demand here. Be that as it may, I think we can figure it out. This is pretty wild. So right off the bat, this is a strange experience because there's no queue. There's no actual Single Rider queue. I went up to the cast because I didn't see a queue, and I said, "Do you guys still have Single Rider?" She's like, "Yeah, let me call it in." So she gets on the phone, and they bring in a cast member or bring out a cast member to collect you and to sort of escort you through, wedge you through the actual standby queue, which is, the front door. Hopefully, I've got footage of this. And then they partition you off to the right-hand side. You get to the front, which, by the way, there's only one other person in the Single Rider queue with me right now. And then the next cast member at the bottom of the first ramp. If you've been on Soarin, you know what I'm talking about. Bottom of the first ramp, another cast member there. He says, "Come on through," and then we collect here at the bottom of the second ramp before they start putting you into one of the pens for the actual Soarin screen.
Nice work, pal.
Just the time. Okay, there you go. Single rider complete on Soarin' Around the World. Going to give you some quick analysis here. Things are going to get a little bit mathy. Basics. It took me 16 minutes between when I went to the cast member out here up front, from that point to crossing the threshold into, you know, the actual screen area. 16 minutes. Takes a while for them to actually get you seated and all that, but we're going to say getting to the ride vehicle, 16 minutes. Now, the reason why I say this is kind of an inefficient use of single rider is because of the math. There are very few opportunities for them to find a spot for single rider. It's also very easy for them to fill every seat. There are just 9 opportunities per screen per rotation, which is roughly 10 or 12 minutes. It takes 10 or 12 minutes, or 10 to 12 minutes, to do a complete rotation. Show time is about 5 minutes, and then there are 5 or 7 minutes to get guests in and out of the seats, and, you know, to cycle the whole thing over again. So about 12 minutes is my guess. 9 opportunities per rotation. That's not a lot. That's not a lot, especially when you consider that it's kind of easy to, like I said, to fill all those seats. There's a lot of seats, and it's easy to put, you know, to do the math and get 2, 3, 2 plus a couple. Not very often do you get 1 extra seat at the end of the bench. And so the end result here for us in this case was 16 minutes versus a 25-minute standby. I mean, that's better. It's better, and I would imagine that you know, that number would probably grow, you know, or I should say the savings would grow as the attraction gets busier. If it were, let's say, a 50-minute standby instead of 25, would it stand to reason that you could also double the time savings from 9 minutes to 18 minutes? I mean, that seems logical, I guess, maybe, I don't know. It's a small case study, a small sample, just the 2 iterations, but so far, in the 2 times that I have done it, it's all right. Taking this show next to the Hollywood Backlot, where there's some new offerings at the studio catering truck. I don't normally eat at the Backlot, but they've got something that I absolutely love, and I'm hoping that this becomes a permanent part of the Hollywood Backlot menu. The menu calls it a shrimp cocktail, and that's what drew me to the studio catering truck. I do love a shrimp cocktail. But this seems like it's a long way. A shrimp cocktail for me is shrimp and cocktail sauce. This is more like a ceviche, which, by the way, no complaints for me. I love a ceviche also. Southern Mexico inspired with tomatoes, red onions, cucumbers, celery, avocado, cilantro, and Fanta orange. And I feel like we're going to be able to taste every bit of that in this delightful looking concoction. Here's another look at it. Let's get that in focus, why don't we? Look at all that. I mean, there is obviously the shrimp, avocado. It looks like that's like a chamoy on the cucumber there. And then all bunch of stuff inside. You've got your onions and your celery and your cilantro. Start with just one of these shrimp bits. Wow. Oh. That's magnificent. Wow. I don't even know how to process this. It's all, this is delicious. That was celery and onion. And then obviously the cocktail sauce. I love cocktail sauce, but it's a little thinner. It's not quite as viscous as your traditional cocktail sauces. It's more, like I said, a ceviche. I don't know how to, like, what's the correct way to eat this? I've got a fork. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can't get, I almost feel like I need a spoon maybe, because I'm losing all the juice as I fork it out. Oh my God. Avocado. We even tried some of the celery bits with the chamoy on there. Oh my God, it's amazing. Chamoy or tahini? I can never tell the two apart. I'm never positive. Whatever that is, it's fantastic. Kind of spicy, a little bit extra spicy, just that part there. But that's delightful with the celery on there. Because the celery has a very kind of a bland, nothing taste. It's mostly about the texture. You put something spicy like that on there, my God. This is all terrific. This is 100% amazing. Wow. Like I want to drink. Is it wrong if I do that? Am I allowed to do that? Fantastic. You don't have to wait long for my review of this. In terms of the score, 10 out of 10 on flavor. The flavor is outstanding. Some of the best combinations that you'll find on any, I don't know, the meal, snack, treat, whatever. 10 out of 10 on presentation because it's all just put together beautifully, and it's, in it, you can see all the different flavors, all the different textures, everything that's there for you. It's presentable and done in a way that just looks great. 10 out of 10 on value too. At $11.99, that's a pretty affordable price. It's not a meal, but it's also, not quite a treat. It's very filling. I could finish all this, obviously, so I'm gonna get all of my money's worth on this $11.99. I'm absolutely impressed and floored with how great this is. At the studio catering truck, no less. By the way, this thing is loaded with shrimp. Every forkful comes out with another big fat shrimp. Amazing. There is another new menu item here at the studio catering truck that we're looking to try, and that is the Southwest Turkey Wrap. All right, I don't know how we top that. I mean, I'm gonna try to do this, but full disclosure, I'm not gonna enjoy this as much as I just enjoyed that ceviche. This is the Southwest Turkey Wrap, also new here at the studio catering truck. Chipotle tortillas stuffed with fresh turkey breast, lettuce, tomato, avocado, black beans, corn, crispy tortilla strips, pepper jack, and chipotle ranch. I mean, it all sounds pretty good. It's enormous, by the way. I don't know if you can, well, obviously you can see. This is a two-man job, I can tell already, but we're gonna give this a shot. Here's the cross section. Take a good look at that. All right, by the way, it's served cold. Just like I expected. It's tasty, it's good. I like all the elements in there, but there's no way I can follow up that performance before. It's pretty good. It's as a wrap should be, a Southwest wrap should be. I'm not really getting chipotle wrap out of this. I mean, it's not a traditional tortilla, it's a chipotle tortilla. I'm not really getting that element. Got a little bit of that crunch, which is good. Hopefully you can see the little tortilla crunches in there. That's pleasant, that's enjoyable. Here's what I like about this. It's absolutely a nice diversion from the traditional food. And that's the case here at DCA often. Even at the studio catering truck, we've been here before and had meals here before, and it's a nice diversion from the usual stuff that you get around the park. Most counter service locations here have pretty much a consistent, steady menu. Paradise Garden Grill they vary their menu a lot, which is why I like to go there myself. But the catering truck is actually a really good option for out of the ordinary foods, even though this isn't exactly weird or anything like that, but it's just non-typical, it's atypical. It's not a chicken sandwich or a burger or anything like that, so it's fun. So how would I rate this? Well, the flavor-wise, I mean, like I said, it's not offensive or anything like that. It tastes good. It's just not fantastic. There's nothing, they haven't reinvented the Southwest turkey wrap. So I'm gonna give it like, I don't know, a 7 out of 10. Tastes good, as it should, but it's not exceptional. Presentation, well, I mean, it doesn't look like anything before you open it up. That's like a 0 out of 10, but presentation, it's okay, it's fine. Like I said, it is what it is. It's a 5. You know, it's nothing special, but it's not supposed to be. It's just a wrap. As for value, again, this is, in my opinion, this is not something that I could finish by myself. Now, there's probably a lot of stomachs out there that could easily, but this thing is really, really big. But it's not overly expensive. At $11.99, considering all that you get, it's a pretty good value if you have somebody to help share the load with you on this, to split the meal, as it were. I do in this case. My wife is with me today. She will be enjoying some of this as well, I'm sure. But if you're alone and you're trying to eat this, you know, if you can finish it, it's a great value. If you can't finish it, maybe not so much. I've got one more surprise for you. I'm not sure how new this is or how long it's gonna last, but I don't care, we're going that way. Anyway. What are we doing? All right. Man, that was good. Hey, you know, when you talk about different opinions, hey, how are you? You know, opinions vary so much. Like, everybody has their own taste, right? I showed you Liz tried that Southwestern Wrap. She said,
that's bomb.
I'm like 7, 6 out of 10. Meanwhile, she wouldn't touch. She wouldn't even touch the ceviche. So, I mean, you have my opinion, you have my review, but just know that it's not necessarily the definitive opinion on that whole matter. I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's the dance-off happening right now. We're gonna, before we head into that sweet treat that I talked about, we got a pit stop here to make at Avengers Campus. Oh look, there's Mantis. We didn't get to see her last time we were through here.
Nice jacket. Sit right here. That's right, up top.
Oh, she looks great.
Now, have either of you been in a dance-off before?
We're at Web Suppliers. My guy Haston on Twitter gave me a heads up, gave everybody a heads up that they're having a sale. You guys, a legit, honest to God sale. There are discounts for web tech at Web Suppliers. And when you think about how rarely Disney discounts anything, this is news. And here you go, Spider-Man goggles, regularly $59.99, are being sold half off, 30 bucks. It's not a buy one, get one half off. It's just straight up 30 bucks for these goggles right here. And they're kind of cool. They light up at night. They're really fun to wear at night because they light up. They look really cool. Janelle got a pair of these when the land first opened. And then check this out. The Web Tech bands are also significantly reduced. Regularly $34.99. Web Tech bands are now $20. Wow. So these are the things that you put on, the wearables. There you go. That's part of it. And they help to enhance your gameplay on web slingers. There's web slingers there, and you put that on, and it helps to, I don't know, you shoot more often, I guess, get more shots off in web slingers. Make sure, improves your score, basically. Now, they didn't exactly take off, I don't think. I never see anybody, but I'm not in Avengers Campus often, but I never, when I'm here, I never see anybody wearing them. So it's taken a little while, a year and a half. How long has it been? 2 years now? For them to finally realize that I don't think people want to buy these. So it's the actual Web Tech band that's on sale, and then also a couple of the attachments that you can get are also discounted. The Ghost Spider and Rescue Repulsor attachments are discounted from $24.99 to $15. Again, that's a huge, huge discount. But some of the other ones are not discounted. For example, the Iron Man one is still its regular $24.99. So too is the Quantum Bug. I mean, that's kind of fun looking. But I don't know why they don't just scrap this whole thing, because I really don't think anybody is into this at all. There's another one, a Mystic Amplifier, Doctor Strange version, I guess. Some of the other stuff that's it for the sales, by the way. Like the Spider-Bot is not on sale, never has been, probably won't be, nor is anything else throughout the store. Everything else here looks to be regular price, although it looks like I do see a possible discount up there. Oh yeah, these are the upgrades to your Spider-Bot, the Spider-Bot tactical upgrades. Now, I don't know, I wasn't even aware that there was such a thing, but these are discounted also from 25 to 15. So now we're looking, makes you want, man, the discounts that we've seen at Disneyland recently, they're discounting heavily the droids, the Droid Depot. It's significantly cheaper to get a droid there. It's significantly cheaper to build a lightsaber at Savi's workshop. And it's significantly cheaper to buy the wearables here for web slingers. Kind of tells you that people are not into the pay to play part of the Disneyland experience, if you ask me. That's where people aren't getting, they don't mind paying for, merchandise, right? It's one thing to buy merchandise and to pay for that. It's one thing to buy food and pay for that, or even lightning lanes, I guess. But what they don't want to do is to overpay for show. Droid Depot is that's show. Savi's workshop is supposed to be an attraction, but you're paying extra. Why? I shouldn't say it's supposed to be an attraction, but it feels like it is. It feels like it should be an attraction, but you're having to pay for that. Got to pay extra to win at Web Slingers. But is anybody really trying to win? This is the part that people. There were some complaints when Web Slingers first became a thing, or when the wearables became a thing. People are like, it's not fair, it's a cheat, etc. I'm like, whatever, who cares? But nobody did. It's really not much of a competition, if you ask me, in the same way that Toy Story isn't really much of a competition. Neither is Buzz Lightyear. I mean, I guess, but I don't really think that anybody's that interested in having the top score, so much so that they're willing to spend $50 and then wear that thing on their wrist while they go. I don't know. It was a miscalculation on Disney's part, and I wouldn't be surprised if once they clear those shelves and that inventory that we don't see those, the web tech anymore. And with that, we'll take you to our delightful end to this evening. You may recognize where we are. This is the site for one of our single greatest experiences here when it comes to Disneyland treats, the Churro Cart on Grizzly Trail, where they are, for a limited time, selling maple bacon churro. 2 ingredients, simple, sweet and savory. In my opinion, the very best specialty churro Disney has ever made. I don't know for sure how long they're going to have this here, because it wasn't on the list of specialty churros for that Churro Days, foodie guide that was supposed to be going on basically now through the end of summer. They didn't mention the Grizzly Peak Churro cart. They didn't mention the maple bacon churro. They didn't mention any churros from that cart. So either it's not on there. Well, I don't know. It could go either way. But get over here while you can, if you can, and get the maple bacon churro. So that was a pretty good day for what's new at Disney, don't you think? We got the single riders back at Soarin. Jury's out on whether or not that's good or not, but we'll see. Got some new food at the studio catering truck. Amazing, great. The ceviche or the shrimp cocktail is fantastic. That was a really delicious treat we had there at Tomorrowland too. The what was that? Peach and pecan pretzel. My goodness, amazing. Anyway, stay tuned for more from Fresh Bake, because there's always something new happening here at Disneyland. And until next time, be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh Bake.